Hey guys, it's Kevin, and I want to talk to you tonight about exactly what to do when you go to buy an aged authorized user credit trade line. Because it's very important that your strategy in doing this is one that's going to pay dividends. Now, this is a short video, but an important one. Because I want to reiterate exactly what I want you to do if you go down this road. And the way to get in touch with me, by the way, is in the email in the description below this video. An aged authorized user trade line is a mumbo-jumbo way of basically saying that you're going to piggyback off of someone else's amazing credit. Now, you don't know this person. Again, I use the example of a guy in Kansas City who for the past 15, 12 years, whatever it is, has been making outstanding payments to his Visa card on time every month. Green lights, green lights, green lights. Okay? This person has made his credit reporting available to you. Okay? You can have his credit put on top of your credit report in each of the 3 credit bureaus. I mean, this is a phenomenal thing that is still not only legal, but ethical, and you're allowed to do this. It's the equivalent of you going to your mom or your dad or your sister or cousin and saying, hey, would you allow me to be an authorized user of your credit? Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get their credit card or any access to their accounts and be able to go, crazy, in Greece. On an amazing vacation. It doesn't mean that. All it means is that they're going to transfer their reporting onto your report for, again, about 30 to 45 days. It is what you do in those 30 to 45 days that will define your success with credit. Now, let's go slow here, because this is super, super important, and I want you to know this. The most important thing when you buy an aged authorized user trade line is that the person whose report you are buying has been making stellar payments. No lates, obviously no collections, no dirty marks, nothing. Perfection, perfection, perfection. That's the only thing that you should be looking for. Everything else will harm your credit report. So the only lines that we sell have been vetted to be 100% perfect, on-time payments every single time. Okay, again, it is super, super important to me that you have to understand that if you're out there willy-nilly buying trade lines that possibly have some negative events taking place on those lines, they're going to sit on your credit report. And when you do go for new credit cards or personal loans or installment loans of any kind, they're going to be seen, and you don't want that. You want perfection. You have to demand perfection. That's the number one thing when it comes to buying trade lines, is you have to be buying perfect credit. Now, the number 2 thing, and this is wicked, and I love it like crazy, is the age. You want to make sure that you are buying trade lines, aged authorized trade lines with a lot of years, especially after FICO 10. Now, FICO 10 is a 2-year trending line, okay, meaning that they're going to give a lot more preference to those things that have been on your credit report for 2 years or more, okay, or more. So what you do for your credit today, let's say you go get a self, lending card or a secured credit card, and all those things, they do help. Of course they help. But they will not help the way an aged authorized user trade line will help, and in big, big, big numbers. So what you're looking at, and again, this is a short video and I don't care. I want to show you something that's impactful. What you're looking at are the January 2021 trade lines that I have access to. Okay, these are the ones that I hand out to people because they have such a tremendous impact, and because the reporting on these have been superlative. Okay, they're phenomenal. They've been heavily vetted to make sure that these are of the highest quality. Now, as I was going through my list of about 200 or 300, I get a list of about 200 or 300 of these lines new every single month, and they go quick. So you gotta, if you guys are going to want to do something, you need to jump on quick. But again, that's after you make sure that there are no fraud alerts on your credit reports. That's really, really important. And there's two different types of trade lines that we sell. One has no documentation required. The other just needs driver's license and a utility bill or something like that. Very, very simple. Okay. As I was going through and looking at exactly my inventory, what I can sell to my clients, I came across one. It's the top one here. This one right here. Now, granted, it's been sold out, but I want you to understand what this would mean for you. So what this is a Capital One $20,500 loan, credit line out of Arizona that has been aged for 21.5 years. 21 and a half years. Now, I want to explain what that one trade line would do for you. Okay. For every year of age, you should be looking at about 5 to a 7-point jump in your credit score. I'm only laughing because when I saw this, I freaked out and I hadn't seen it, but it was in my January trade lines, but obviously it's been sold out. You can see the line cross through it. In addition to that, if you see this little asterisk right here, that means that it posts very easily to your credit reports. Now, what this one trade line would have meant to you this month and for the next 30 or 45 days is 100. This almost sounds crazy. 100 to 140 point jump in your credit score, hypothetically. Now, nothing is a science, and there's no guarantees in life. And again, it's a financial band-aid to your current credit situation. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to go from an 800 to a 950, because we all at 940, we all know that that doesn't exist. But if you have an 800, you shouldn't be looking at authorized user trade lines. This is perfect for people who, like me, were in the low 500s in September, and then I started learning about this stuff, and I started using these things, and now I have a mid 700s. That's what and I didn't get a mid 700s just by buying these authorized user trade lines. I bought the authorized user trade line, and then I learned exactly what to do when it sat on my report. That's what I'm trying to give you guys. Now, I want to talk about pricing because this is super important. I have obviously had to cover up the prices on these things. Here's what I will tell you. I'm obviously not the only person who is wholesaling these trade lines. Okay, there's a lot of people doing it. Now, here's what they do. They will double the price that they get them for to start. Okay, so if it's 600, they say, well, let's start at 1,200. If it's 500, they say it's 1,000 plus. I've seen people triple these, quadruple these, and 5 times these because you don't know what this should cost. There's no real transparency of that, even on the internet. The prices that you see, and I've seen these through so many YouTube videos, are outrageous. They're outrageous. So I made a decision to simply cover my costs in giving you these. Now, yes, I'm going to mark it up just a fraction. I mean, I'm here to do business. I don't even come anywhere near doubling the number that you will see from me. Not even close to that. And the reason I do that is because I want volume. I want a ton of you guys asking me for the lowest price possible for an aged authorized user trade line. And then I want you to let me guide you through exactly what can happen when it does sit on your report, because that bump in your number is significant, okay? I mean, imagine a 100-point jump in 15 days from now. That's potentially what you could be looking at with one of those accounts right there. You know, you can even see on the screen there's another one that was also sold out for 8 years. That's huge. I mean, and if you can get yourself into a double-digit aged authorized user trade line, that's just gold. It's just gold. And you take that gold, now it sits on your report, all 3 reports, by the way. And what you do is you use that credit to get more credit, more primary credit, okay? And that is where you will rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. It's the best money you're ever going to spend. Ever, ever, ever. Even if you're going for an apartment or a car or even a house. Now, I always tell the truth. A human will look at the aged authorized user account on your credit profile, your credit report, and be able to discern that it is, there'll be an A in front of it, meaning authorized. So that's not necessarily what this is for. This is for online approvals for credit cards, and again, or including loans, big time loans, installment loans. Like if you go to Credit Karma, they say, hey, you may be interested in one of these loans, which you're already pre-qualified for. So let's get it going. That's what this is about, guys. This is about you getting a really nice jump and then immediately going after more primary lines for yourself, more Chase, more TD Bank, more all of those. And I'll tell you, like I've said in other videos, there are 2 banks on even the list that I'm able to sell that I will not sell because they do not give the proper bump. And, you know, again, other wholesalers don't care about that stuff. I do. I want your satisfaction. I want you to be able to tell other people about me and these lines and the fact that they work. This is a big deal. This changed my life. To go from a 506 to a mid-7s since September of, August of 2020 to now. Now, granted, I'm doing a lot of stuff on mine. You know, I'm also cleaning up my bad credit, which is something I can help you with. And I'm doing a lot of stuff because I wanted an 800. I want to see the 8. I want to see an 8, and I'm going to. This year I'll see it. So anyway, here's the deal. I defy you to go out and find prices like mine for these trade lines, for any trade lines, especially for ones with many, many, many years behind them, because you won't find these prices. I've made a decision to be able to go and give you guys as much leverage as possible. I know people are hurting for money. This pandemic is raging, and it's going to rage all year long. This is something that can instantly help your credit. I will also be there for you in terms of removing negatives. I have a lot of great stuff on that. But this is something that you could do right now, and you will not find prices like mine. You won't anywhere. That was a business decision of mine, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, again, guys, if you're interested in aged authorized user trade lines, my name is Kevin. My email is down below in the description. Email me. Let's even just start a discussion. Pick my brain if you want. Obviously, I love talking about it. I'm very passionate. Get in touch with me. Let's start talking. A lot of people are starting to respond to these videos. I love YouTube, and I don't want you to fall prey to, buying something that's going to cost you a lot of money when you don't have to do it, and it's the exact same trade lines. It's the exact same. I beat everybody by 90%. Everyone who's selling these loses to me by 90%. Everyone. And I'm proud of that. So hook me up. Hit me up. Reach out to me in email, and I will see you soon. Again, my name is Kevin, and I hope you guys have a really amazing 2021. Thanks, guys.